So here we go again. Cardano is heating up and fast, and the whispers, they're growing louder. Could it really hit $10 this cycle? Because at first glance, this may sound like another hopium-fueled moon call. But when you start to line up the facts, the trends, and the timing, this may not be as far-fetched as it seems. Back in the last bull market, ADA hit a high of $3, but that was without half of the tech upgrades, the ecosystem maturity, or the institutional interest that we are all seeing now. ADA has spent the bear market building, expanding, and leveling up. And now with major macro and legislative shifts happening all at the same time, we are now seeing the foundation for something huge. ADA at $10 is not just a meme anymore. It's actually starting to look like a very real possibility. Welcome back to another episode of JRNY TV. My name is Nick, and this is where we break down what actually matters in the world of crypto. In this episode, we are going to be digging deep into why ADA is back in the spotlight. We're also going to cover how the new upgrades and regulatory clarity are now creating a perfect storm for the project, along with why ETF approval may unlock billions in capital, and why Cardano's time to shine could be just around the corner. Altcoin season is brewing, and ADA is one of the top contenders. Let's get into it. ADA hit $3 last cycle. Why $10 could be just the beginning. Let's go back into the last bull run for just a moment. In 2021, ADA had surged to an all-time high of roughly $3.10, and that was before smart contracts were fully functional on the network. That price surge, it was largely speculative, driven by hype, community belief, and anticipation for what was coming. There were no fully live dApps, DeFi protocols were non-existent, and yet ADA still found a way to break into the top 3 cryptos by market cap. It did all of that without any major institutional involvement or ETF interest. You fast forward to now, and ADA has matured significantly. The network is no longer running on promises, but rather delivering on them. The smart contract functionality is also live and actively utilized, with growing adoption across DeFi, NFTs, and tokenized assets. Hydra scaling is also being rolled out to supercharge throughput. The Midnight protocol introduces a new layer of privacy, and ADA is even experimenting with AI integrations and RWA tokenization. This is a fundamentally different ecosystem than we had in 2021. And when you factor in where the market is heading, ADA at $10, it doesn't feel like a moonshot anymore. It actually starts to feel a lot more realistic. A return to $3 would be a basic retracement of previous highs. And from there, a 3x move to $10, it would require strong momentum, sure, but it's nothing that we all haven't seen before in crypto. Especially if ETFs get approved, the institutional money enters, and altcoin season truly begins. ADA's fundamentals, they're far stronger now, and that sets the stage for a much higher ceiling than most people realize. ADA, one of the 3 mature cryptos in US legislation, and why this matters. One of the most underrated yet massively bullish catalysts for Cardano, it came tucked inside the recent US crypto legislation, specifically the Clarity for Payment Stablecoins Act. In that bill, only 3 cryptocurrencies were officially recognized as mature blockchains: Bitcoin, ETH or Ethereum, and Cardano. That's it. Not Solana, not Avalanche, not XRP, just those 3. This recognition puts ADA in a very elite class of digital assets in the eyes of regulators. Why does this matter? It's simple, because this type of regulatory clarity is exactly what institutions and ETF issuers look for when allocating the capital. So if a coin is officially labeled as mature, that makes it much easier to launch an ETF, gain institutional trust, and even get listed on more conservative platforms like retirement accounts or even the traditional brokerage apps. And that kind of access, it opens the floodgates to billions in liquidity. And let's be real, ADA, it didn't land on this list by accident or luck. It is arguably the most decentralized chain outside of Bitcoin, with a global community, peer-reviewed research backing every single upgrade, and a strong focus on long-term stability over short-term hype. This project is no joke. And that maturity level is more than just a tag. It is a signal to the rest of the financial world that ADA is here to stay. If you're betting on long-term winners in the crypto space, this is exactly the type of development that you should love to see. ADA's ETF is incoming. Get ready for a liquidity flood. With Cardano now officially being labeled as mature, the path is wide open for an ETF approval, and it could happen a lot sooner than most people think. After the success of the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, asset managers are scrambling to secure filings for the next round of crypto-based exchange-traded funds. And ADA is at the top of that list. Between its decentralization, network security, and legislative clarity, ADA checks all the boxes for institutional-grade exposure. An ETF approval would be a game changer for Cardano, and we're talking about massive inflows of capital from pension funds, hedge funds, family offices, and everyday investors who simply want crypto exposure without the complexity of self-custody. Just look at what happened to Ethereum and Bitcoin after their ETFs had launched. Billions poured in within weeks. Cardano could see a very similar, if not greater, momentum given its current undervaluation and the market sentiment. And here is the kicker. ADA is still trading at a fraction of its 2021 high. An ETF alone could send the price soaring back to those levels and even beyond, especially once retail decides to jump back in alongside the institutions. With ETF speculation now heating up and ADA's fundamentals looking stronger than ever before, we may be standing right at the edge of ADA's biggest breakout yet. Major blockchain upgrades, midnight airdrop, and what's coming next. ADA isn't just sitting around waiting for an ETF. It is actively leveling up right now. The ecosystem has now undergone major blockchain upgrades recently, including, but not limited to, Hydra for scaling, Mithril for fast syncing, and smart contract enhancements through Plutus v3. These upgrades, they significantly boost Cardano's performance, enabling faster transactions, more efficient dApps, and much more broader development adoption. In short, Cardano's network is now more capable than ever before, and it is officially ready for prime time. But the excitement, it doesn't stop there. The upcoming Midnight airdrop has the Cardano community buzzing. Midnight is a sidechain focused on data protection and privacy, one of the most in-demand features in the evolving Web3 world. Airdrop rumors and eligibility requirements have already ignited wallet activity, and as we have seen with past airdrops like Arbitrum and Optimism, these events often trigger a major price surge in the native chain. Beyond Midnight, there is even more in the pipeline. RWA integration is expanding, DeFi on Cardano is heating up, and NFT infrastructure continues to improve. Cardano is also reportedly in talks with various governments as well as institutions to plot public sector blockchain use cases, something that could vault ADA into a new realm of utility and credibility. All signs point to a perfect storm that's brewing for ADA, and when it hits, it could rewrite that narrative entirely. ADA's explosive price moves and why the community matters. If you've been in crypto for a few cycles, you already know the truth. When ADA moves, it really moves. And in the last bull market, ADA ran from a few cents to over $3 without most of the upgrades and real-world traction that it now has. That wasn't just hype. It was community power in full force. ADA's base is one of the most loyal and vocal in all of crypto. And that strength that exists in ADA's grassroots movements, it plays a huge role when the momentum kicks in. That community doesn't just hold. They build, they educate, and they promote relentlessly. From grassroots developers launching DeFi protocols to influencers now purchasing Cardano's long-term value, the network effect is stronger than ever before. And even with the brutal bear market, ADA's ecosystem has continued to grow, which is a sign of resilience that institutional investors love to see. Now, with the ETF buzz, new tech upgrades, and a bull market all heating up, the same community that fueled ADA's previous explosion is back and arguably stronger than ever before. That combination of upgraded fundamentals and passionate support is exactly what makes ADA one of the few large cap altcoins with true breakout potential. And if altcoin season goes full tilt, ADA won't just follow, it could lead the pack. Altcoin season is brewing and ADA is ready to lead. Altcoin season doesn't just happen out of nowhere. It's a pattern that follows almost every single major Bitcoin breakout. Once Bitcoin makes its big move and starts to consolidate, attention and liquidity flow directly into the altcoins. This is where the explosive gains often happen. And right now, the signals are starting to flash. Meme coins are going crazy again. Ethereum is picking up speed, a lot of speed, and smaller altcoins are quietly building momentum behind the scenes. That shift in energy is usually the first sign of something much bigger that's brewing behind the scenes. ADA is now sitting in a prime position for this rotation. It's one of the only large caps that hasn't fully run yet this cycle. And the fundamentals backing ADA are stronger than ever before. Between the ETF buzz, the government level recognition under the Clarity Act, upcoming upgrades, and things like the Midnight airdrop, they're all countless catalysts that are stacking up in ADA's favor. And when altcoins catch fire, coins with strong narratives like Cardano don't just move, they move with rocket fuel. Let's not forget what happened in the last bull run. ADA surged from just a few cents to over $3 with far less utility and real-world momentum than it has today. This time around, Cardano isn't just surviving, it's evolving. The ecosystem is deeper, the tech is better, and the community, well, it's fired up. When an altcoin liquidity wave hits, ADA has all the right ingredients to make a serious run towards double digits. So whether you're already holding or looking for a good entry, ADA is one of the few high conviction plays left on the board. That setup looks eerily similar to 2021. Only now, Cardano is playing with a much stronger hand in the space. And if altcoin season plays out like it has in every previous cycle, don't be shocked when ADA goes parabolic. Don't sleep on ADA. So when people ask, is Cardano at $10 possible? The real question is, why wouldn't it be? Between the macro setup, the Clarity Act, the potential ETF approval, the major blockchain upgrades, and Cardano's history of explosive runs during altcoin season, the pieces are already on the board. All that's left is for the market to wake up. But here is the key. Those gains, they don't wait around. You've got to be the one positioned or the ones positioned before the rocket takes off. And that's where the conviction and your research comes in. ADA may not be the flashiest coin in the room, but it's one of the most fundamentally sound bets in this space. And when it runs like a kid on his first coffee. If you're bullish on the future of crypto and now you're looking for a high upside play backed by real adoption, real tech, and growing institutional interest, Cardano deserves to be on your radar. As always, be sure to stay locked in here at JRNY TV because we're not just covering the bull run, we are riding it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you never miss what's coming next. Also, be sure to let us know in the comments. Do you think ADA is going to hit $10 this cycle? Or maybe you have your sights set on something even higher. Either way, we're here for it. As always, stay early, stay informed, and remember, the future belongs to those who start preparing for it today. We'll catch you in the next one.